David Shield.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Kanuri te mihi ke koutou. A new word entered our lexicon with the housing debate, sir, in the last week. It was the C word. It was the C word. And it wasn't crisis. It wasn't crisis. It was comprehensive. Comprehensive. This was the word that the National Party trucked out after going to all their focus groups to explain their plan. Now, for most people in New Zealand, they would think it was incomprehensible that there wasn't a comprehensive plan in place before this. They couldn't comprehend why there wasn't a comprehensive plan in place. After all, our houses in Auckland are about to hit $1 million on average. $1 million on average. Just think of that. I mean, back in the days when John Key was in opposition, he called the housing issue at the time a crisis. Sir, that was a small pimple compared to the enormous boil that needs to be pricked in this situation right now, in which we've got ourselves into under this government. So we've got $1 million average house in Auckland. And I came across a young couple this week who have been trying to find a house. They put an offer in, and they still haven't heard. They put an offer into a very average house in Glen Eden, and they're really hoping they'll be able to pick it up for about $900,000. I mean, it's unreal. I mean, how do you find the money to put a deposit down for $900,000? You simply have priced, National Party, you have simply priced young people out of the housing market. And you can see the panic in this government's eyes when they come out with a word like comprehensive. And it was used 14 times in question time on Tuesday. 14 times. Clearly, the focus groups have been saying, you've got to get that word out and try and persuade everybody that there's no crisis. All we're doing is trying to comprehensively fix the problem. Well, sir, the only thing that will happen is that we change the definition of comprehensive to piecemeal, to ad hoc, to bits and pieces. Every single week, Mr. Smith, Dr. Smith, comes out with a new initiative that is somehow wrapped up in this definition of comprehensive. And on the weekend, it was $1 billion worth of infrastructure programming. When you divided that by 5 cities and then applied it to Auckland, it's going to make virtually no difference whatsoever. Virtually no difference. And instead, what we're going to see is the house price in Auckland continue to climb. And I noticed that Dr. Grimes today was already predicting that house prices could fall by 40%. We're not only talking about houses that are out of the reach of every Kiwi, every average Kiwi out there to try and get into, but we're also creating the conditions for a bigger crisis, which is a collapse in the housing market, because we know that 44% of all houses being bought and sold within Auckland are being done so by speculators. By speculators. And when you have that amount of... They're speculators. They're the people who buy their house bought their house about a year ago, are now selling it for $150,000 more, and they put that in their back pocket. And I can tell you, that is the easiest way to make $150,000 if you've got the capital. If you've got the capital to be able to invest in the first place. And that's why so many foreign speculators are coming into New Zealand and doing the same thing, probably laundering their money at the same time. It's got a double whammy for them. They can launder money and make an exceptional return on their money. Sir, our housing market should not be the pork bellies on the New York Stock Exchange. They should not be there so that overseas speculators are able to come in and buy up our houses when in fact they should be for New Zealanders. Thank you, Mr Speaker.
Chair. Tēnā koe